Across vast farmlands and forest edges, an unexpected invader is quietly reshaping entire ecosystems. The wild boar, intelligent, adaptable, and rapidly multiplying, has become one of the most challenging species to manage in modern agriculture. Their growing presence is testing the limits of human coexistence with nature. But behind the scenes, scientists and local communities are uniting in an extraordinary effort to restore balance. This is the story of how technology, teamwork, and conservation are redefining the fight against one of the world's most resilient animals. Every year, communities across the region prepare for a challenge that's both ecological and economic: the control of wild boar populations. These animals, though part of the natural landscape, have grown in number far beyond what the environment can sustain. As a result, they now threaten crops, livestock, and even the delicate balance of local ecosystems. Today, conservation officers, farmers, and environmental biologists are joining forces in one of the largest population management campaigns ever conducted, a mission not to destroy, but to restore balance. At sunrise, we met with agricultural field teams in an area long affected by wild boar overpopulation. The evidence was everywhere: overturned soil, damaged irrigation lines, and half-eaten corn stalks. Local farmers estimate losses of up to 30% of seasonal yields due to boar activity. For them, this campaign represents more than just pest control. It's a vital effort to protect their livelihoods and preserve food security for the region. The first step in the operation begins with data. Using drones and motion-triggered cameras, wildlife officers map out movement patterns of boar herds across several valleys and farmland zones. Each camera provides infrared footage, revealing where these nocturnal animals feed and how they travel. By understanding their routines, experts can plan safe and humane control measures that minimize stress to both animals and humans. The monitoring teams move methodically through the terrain, marking GPS coordinates where wild boar tracks and signs are found. Every hoofprint tells a story of migration and adaptation. The species is incredibly intelligent and adaptable, capable of surviving in almost any climate, from dense forests to open farmland. But that adaptability also means they reproduce at a rate that overwhelms natural predators. Left unchecked, a single pair can lead to dozens of offspring within a year, multiplying into thousands within just a few seasons. To address this, wildlife authorities have implemented a balanced strategy that combines population control with habitat restoration. Specialized enclosures and humane capture traps are placed along known boar trails. These traps are equipped with remote monitoring sensors that allow teams to capture animals without endangering them or other wildlife. Once caught, veterinarians perform quick health checks to screen for diseases such as swine fever and leptospirosis, illnesses that can spread rapidly among domestic livestock if left untreated. Captured animals are then relocated to designated wildlife reserves where numbers are kept in balance through natural predation and controlled breeding programs. In extreme cases, where relocation isn't possible due to overpopulation density, authorities use scientifically approved fertility control vaccines. These non-lethal methods are proving to be a game changer, offering a humane and sustainable approach to long-term management. While these field operations continue, research teams are hard at work in laboratories analyzing soil samples and genetic markers of wild boar populations. Their goal is to understand how the species has adapted so quickly to human-dominated environments. By mapping genetic diversity, scientists can predict migration routes and design future control strategies that focus on prevention rather than reaction. In many regions, these insights are already helping farmers plan smarter land use, from reinforced fencing to natural repellents that keep wild boars away without harming them. Out in the fields, The sense of cooperation is remarkable. Farmers volunteer their time and machinery to support wildlife officers. Ecologists share real-time updates through digital mapping platforms that track every herd movement. The goal is simple: to create a living map of wild boar activity that can be updated and shared between communities. This collaboration has already led to significant success. Reports show a 40% decline in distinct boar-related crop losses compared to previous years. One of the biggest breakthroughs in recent years has come from drone-based night surveillance. Equipped with thermal imaging, drones can identify wild boar herds even in thick forests. This technology allows officers to direct ground teams to safe zones, reducing unnecessary disturbance to both animals and habitats. With each flight, more data is gathered, and every data point helps build a clearer picture of how to coexist with a species that has lived alongside humans for centuries. But the effort doesn't stop in the fields. Education plays a crucial role. Local schools now include wildlife awareness programs that teach students about the importance of ecological balance. Children learn how human activity, like deforestation and food waste near rural areas, can unintentionally attract wild boars. Community outreach programs encourage proper waste management and promote planting of natural barriers, such as certain shrubs the boars instinctively avoid. These small yet meaningful actions create long-term resilience against future invasions. As the sun sets, the field teams regroup to review the day's findings. Tablets display heat maps showing herd movements, while experts discuss the next phase of the campaign. There's a sense of cautious optimism, not because the problem is solved, but because for the first time, it's being managed intelligently and responsibly. What once required force now depends on knowledge, patience, and coordination. Beyond the immediate agricultural concerns, the ecological impact of unchecked boar populations is immense. Their rooting behavior damages forest floors, disrupts native plant growth, and accelerates soil erosion. Streams that once ran clear now carry silt and debris after repeated disturbances by herds searching for food. For native animals like ground-nesting birds and amphibians, the consequences can be devastating. That's why this campaign is not just a local issue. It's part of a global movement to preserve biodiversity and maintain the health of shared ecosystems. In several pilot areas, researchers are testing new technologies to predict where boar populations might expand next. Artificial intelligence models analyze climate, vegetation, and migration data to forecast potential hot zones. This proactive approach means authorities can act before damage occurs. It's a fusion of ecology and technology, an example of how modern conservation is evolving to meet real-world challenges. One of the most compelling aspects of this program is how it reframes the relationship between humans and wildlife. Instead of viewing wild boars solely as pests, the campaign acknowledges their ecological role. In balanced numbers, boars contribute to the environment by aerating soil and dispersing seeds. The challenge lies not in their existence, but in managing their population responsibly so that coexistence remains possible. Across the region, this new philosophy is spreading. Farmers who once faced nightly losses now work alongside wildlife rangers, sharing data and strategies. Environmental NGOs provide funding for research and equipment, while government agencies streamline regulations to support humane management efforts. What began as a crisis has become a model of collaboration and adaptation. As dusk deepens into night, the landscape grows quiet once again. Distant sensors continue to blink softly under the trees, recording movements that will help shape tomorrow's plans. Each piece of data, each observation, is part of a larger mission to restore harmony between human progress and the natural world. The wild boar remains a formidable presence, intelligent, resourceful, and resilient. But through science, cooperation, and respect for nature, the balance can be restored. This campaign proves that even the most challenging ecological problems can be faced not with conflict, but with understanding and commitment. And as communities continue this journey, farmers protecting their crops, scientists advancing research, and officers safeguarding both people and wildlife, a new chapter begins. One where human ingenuity and environmental stewardship walk hand in hand, ensuring that the land thrives for generations to come.